Hey guys, we're going to look at some ice cream wrappers. I've got a binder here full of old ice cream items that I wanted to share. You know, I told you we've been through most of my Garbage Pail Kids stuff. I mean, this is part 61 of this series. Eventually I was going to run out of things to show you, so that's why I'm showing you my ice cream wrapper collection. Finally, we got some fucking Garbage Pail Kids in, finally. And so if you saw my last video, or if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Part 60 is my art review of Bookworms. My conclusion is Fabulous Fabio is the best card of the series. And I can actually say that it wasn't that close. And the worst card was this thing. And it was pretty close. There was actually about 6 really super bad ones. Sorry, that's my dog. I think the postman's here. Anyway, let's take a look at some old ice cream items and a few new ones. I collect a novelty candy, which includes ice cream and various kids' snack foods. This is actually one of my personal favorite things to collect is old ice cream items. So you might see some things you remember. And some other things. This is like a big sign. It's a little too big to unfold in this little nook that I'm sitting in here. Yeah, this is some stuff I slided in. An old Nutty Buddy from 1957. All right, the good shit is definitely in here. So this is an original 1985 Fat Frog ice cream wrapper. This is a wax wrapper. You might remember this from when we were in elementary school. I ate so many of these. All the kids I grew up with ate so many of these. And to own this wrapper is crazy. There's only 3 known of this one wrapper. One more thing before we get too deep in this. A ice cream wrapper is the rarest of all wrappers because when you open an ice cream, especially in the summer, especially like... You know, like, imagine being outside with your friends and Ice Cream Man came right now. And when you open that ice cream, what's the first thing you do? You want to eat the ice cream. The first thing you do when you're a kid and you eat ice cream is you forget about the wrapper because you're so ready to get to the fucking ice cream that you probably don't even know what you did with the wrapper. You might have thrown it on the ground if you wasn't grown, if you didn't have the right parenting. Some of us found a garbage can. But these wrappers, why they're so rare is because they're sticky, they're gross, and when you're eating an ice cream, the last thing you want to deal with, and certainly save, was a fucking ice cream wrapper. So the reason this 1985 Fat Frog wrapper exists, and the 2 other ones that are known, is because it's unused. It's from the factory. All right, let's move on. This is a purchase I got last week. I paid $70 for this, but they did a special series called Eat the Rich, and this is the Bill Gates wrapper. This was only released in New York, like Central Park, but these are actual popsicle wrappers, like you would like you'll see in this book. But here are the other options. I haven't had the option of buying the other guys, like Elon Musk. But I did get a chance to buy the Bill Gates, and it did cost me a pretty penny. But that's something I'm searching for this week, and I'm still on that. Oh, by the way, here's another wrapper, unused wrapper from 1985. This is Buffalo O' Bill. Very nice. This is one I've been searching for a long time. This is a 2005 Star Wars. This is when the Revenge of the Sith came out. There you go. And I was able to track one of these down. Next up is a 1990s Mario bar, Super Mario Brothers bar. Super fucking rare, super valuable. You're talking around $400 for this one wrapper. Up next is a Super Mario Brothers bar. It's just a different variant. While this is a wax wrapper, this is a vinyl one. super rare. It's also going to cost you in the $300 to $400 range. On the back, we have a Wall Super Mario from Australia. These typically go for around $200 to $250. The problem is shipping. When you're shipping from Australia, you're paying a pretty penny for that as well. But super nice to have that. And then the Donkey Kong Country ice cream that was released the same year. Super rare. Not quite as valuable though. He's around $150. Also up next are the Lions Made 80s wrappers. We have Star Trek here. What I love about these, I was seeing if I see on the back. Yeah, they have backs on them. This one didn't have a great back. Over there they call them ice lollies, which is their word for popsicle. And that's the Star Trek. Notice it looks melted. Look at how melted it looks. Yeah, because it's a fucking ice cream. That's the how the hell did this get saved? Look at this Star Wars, for example. And notice I have the pair here. Look how it's melted. That's because this had a fucking ice cream in it. And what kid saved this? What kid in 1980, this is from 1980, saved this? It was gooey. Like, what made him save it? It's crazy. Like, that's why they're so rare. But yeah, those are from 1980. This is a 79 Hulk, and it's all like the same era. It's like early 80s, late 70s. All right, next up is a Sour Patch Kid. You might have seen this in the store. They've had several different versions of this. But this one you don't have. This is a vending one. This one came only from the Ice Cream Man. And my wrappers are all vending wrappers. These are not any you could find in stores retail. These are vending wrappers. They're super rare. This is a 1996 Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Possibly the only one known. I know probably all of us have seen the SpongeBob ones because those did go to retail, but these are not the retail. These are the vending ones. So if you compare this to one that you can buy at Walmart or used to buy at Walmart, they don't make this one anymore. They're different wrappers. You would see they're different wrappers. Hello Kitty is another one that went to retail, but these were bought from an Ice Cream Man. So they're the vending variants. So if you look at them, see how this is different than this? Because one of these is retail and one of these is vending. The retail is worth 50 cents. The vending could be $50 or $100. Easy. These are definitely vending. I think from then on, we got all vending. And so to get the vending ones, you would have to find an Ice Cream Man. And because these companies sell these only to people with ice cream trucks and vending trucks. And I've actually ran into a vending machine before. I was actually at Myrtle Beach. It was on the boardwalk. There's actually a vending machine where you can find these same ones or whatever they make nowadays. These are old, but it's very rare to find vending from anything but an Ice Cream Man. Angry Birds, Minions, and my all-time favorite, Fat Frog. They did bring Fat Frog back from the 80s. This would have been 2014. I was able to buy 2 of them. Batman, and they've made a bunch of different Batmans. These are 2 different ones, obviously. Spider-Man. And these have different writing and styles to them. One's darker, one's lighter and stuff. They make this one kind of over and over, but they change the graphics. And here's some other Spider-Man. Pretty cool. I'm not I actually hate comic books. I can't stand them. But when it comes to ice cream, I'm going to buy it because you're just not going to see them again. This Hulk one is actually pretty rare. It's actually a vintage one from the 90s. Yeah, 1997. This is a 87 G.I. Joe ice cream wrapper from the UK. Super rare, super valuable. Like, well, I mean, like $200 probably or more. Sonic's Command, a good $1. There's a lot of weird Sonic fans out there, and a lot of them have money for some reason, but yeah, so it's always good to have Sonic themed things around. Tweety Bird and shit. So a lot of these are kind of, mainstream comic book characters. I've always loved this Pink Panther from Blue Bunny. Powerpuff Girls is actually from last year. However, when you get to the Bratz, this one is from 2014 is when I bought that one. These Buffalo Bills come from New Zealand. Notice there's two different styles. You know what? I'm going to set this book up. Golden Gay Time is a New Zealand bar. There's a Zombies. I've got some rare Ninja Turtles ones. The cool thing about ice cream is they have to date them. Because, dairy products go bad. So they're all dated. This one is, I think it's like even late 80s, like 89 even. This is a 90s, very rare 90s Ninja Turtles. We have another Ninja Turtles that's actually from last year. This is a 1981 Pac-Man Christmas ice cream. And then in the back I have some foreign stuff. These are foreign. And this ice cream was in the shape of a finger. It looked just like a hand. And there's the foot one here. So I think, a lot of these are very Garbage Pail Kids, kind of gross themes or fun themes, kid themes, things. Some will have mascots of animals on them or little characters. But now we're in the foreign area. So, you see Ice Lolly here. There's one more of those zombies. This is a Grave Robber candy. So apparently this came in a little cup. And so it was creamy chocolate ice cream with spooky candy surprises. And so it came with a spoon. And when you dug into the chocolate ice cream, you would come to, it was like going into a grave. And so, but this is the lid from it. I wish I had the whole cup, but it is, at least we have that. I thought this looked very Goonies. That's why I bought this one back in the day. Plus, it says rum. And so sometimes in my collection, I'm buying things because it's crazy that this was offered to kids. A rum flavored ice cream offered to children. Oh, and I almost skipped my 1930s Kewpie pie ice cream. One of the only ones I've ever seen. Super rare. It's always a little shocking to see a naked figure on any sort of mainstream product. I got these last summer. I've yet to be able to track down the Ice Cream Man this year, but I'm working on it. Yeah, this was cool. This came in a little cup, Teen Titans Go. I just saved the lid on them. We're in the foreign section. More foreign ice cream wrappers. These are towards the back because they're kind of lacking the pop and interest visually as some of the other ones. Plus, I can't read what a lot of these say. And so they don't really resonate with me personally. but still very rare, definitely very cool. So here we're to the decals. Now these would go on ice cream trucks, so a vendor would get these for free. So when, if you're an ice cream man and you applied for an account to buy, the vending ice cream, they would send you decals for free. So if you ordered a box of popsicles back in the 1980s, he got one of these bumper stickers for free. And so he would stick it on his truck, because you wouldn't want to stick on a sticker of a product you didn't have. So these would often come with the ice cream. So whoever this was bought some popsicles, creamsicles, and sour yuck. Here are the Fat Frog decals that went on the ice cream trucks. This is the one we had when we were kids. And so the guy would just take a little Sharpie and put on how much it cost. Was it 50 cents or 75 cents? How much were they back in the day? I can't remember. This is amazing right here. This thing, this is a product guide for dealers. And these things are not easy to find. I don't know of any more, actually. But what's so amazing is these are things you never would have seen. Like, I've never seen a Fat Frog box anywhere. The only people that had Fat Frog boxes were the ice cream men. But they would rip them open and dump the ice creams in a big freezer and chunk the boxes. No one ever saw these. And so just to have this cool product guide from 1985, look at that, the year Garbage Pail Kids came out, and we're getting to see what the boxes look like. That's pretty incredible. This is a pretty cool piece here from 1980, Clammy the Creep Ice Cream. Silo Sam. Monster Bomb ice cream. The Nightmare on a Stick. 1978. Boom Boom. There's a new clown in town. Here's the UFO unidentified frozen object ice cream from 1977. Here's another one in a different flavor. Here's Froze Toes from 1978, Merit Foods. Got a boy with a turtleneck sweater on. Snowflakes. Facing to eat his froze toe. And that was always bubble gum. A lot of these came with a little piece of bubble gum. Fruity Patootie. And here are some American decals for American ice cream trucks. So here's the wrapper. Remember the ice cream wrapper, the very rare ice cream wrapper? And here's the decal. A 2005 Star Wars decal cost $10 to buy. You can go buy one right now. The wrapper, well, I don't know of another one. I know how big the Star Wars market is. Besides, it's not for sale. So, yeah, I have a bunch of these. I was trying to find the cool ones. I'm not sure. Oh, these must be, I don't know. NASCAR. Some of these have really cool licenses to them, like this. They could sell NASCAR themed ice cream. You guys might remember the wrestling ones. let me pull this little. These are hard to store like in binders because they're kind of, first of all, they're heavy decals. And plus, it's hard to find sheets that fit these weirdo sizes. But here's Lex Luger, WF ice cream. Might remember Street Sharks. They made an ice cream for Street Sharks. Power Rangers. King Kong. Yeah, I have them in all these like little groups. Let's see what this next one is here. This was a basketball goal ice cream. So the basketball was a piece of bubble gum. And so when you opened it up, it just looked like that, and you had like a little ball of ice cream right there. That was orange. They made a Care Bears Fun Shine bar. Tweety Bird. Let's see. I actually have some really good ones coming up. Some rare ones from the 90s. Which these are 90s. Look at that one, just Taz. Decal. Little Brats. Pink Panther. You saw the wrapper for that one. I have that wrapper. I do not have the 90s wrapper though. Or this says 83. But it's from the 90s, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. Yeah, I've never known how to really store these. It's not a huge emergency because they're nice vinyl decals. They're not going to go bad, but it's just hard. Like, they don't make pages to put these in. I've looked. I've even thought about trying to make my own pages, but I think it'd be kind of ugly, so I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, these have, these are Jolly Rancher licensed ice cream. This must be my superheroes one. Yeah, I actually love this Batman. I'm not into Batman. I do remember this animated series being a pretty cool style. I did watch it a little bit as a kid, and so I do appreciate it. There's some cool ones in here. Let's see. They've strangely done a ton of like Ninja Turtle ice creams over the years. I guess it's just a good sell to kids or something. Like, they're still making these. Like, I bought some last summer. They're still doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles things. This one's particularly nice. I bought this as a one-off because I had to have it. But yeah, Ghoulie ice cream. And so that would have been a little piece of bubble gum, that eyeball. It's really cool. This just had a really neat design. I just thought it was really cool. It looks kind of holographic. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a nice little feel to it. And yeah, I have some super rare ones back here, randomly in the back. Yeah, my beloved Sailor Moon decal. This is a combo with the mask, as you can see. Never seen another one. 1995 combo decal, super rare. Here's the mask, and here's the beloved Sailor Moon. These can go for $200 for a sticker. I've only seen maybe 4 in all these years. Mine has a little crack in it. They do crack. These are vinyl. And so if they get hot, they don't want to get vinyl hot and then cool it off, they will crack. Mine unfortunately has a crack in it. What can you do? Oh yeah, these are some, yeah. Yeah, I put for some reason I put some really good ones in the back. So I usually put them in the front. Let's see. Yeah, this is a rare one, one-off, something I bought. Yeah, great piece, yeah. Oh yeah, rare Sonic, super rare, super early, 1995 Sonic. Yeah, I'd expect to get like at least 80 for that, maybe 100, maybe more. Yeah, there's a lot of weird Sonic people out there. They got a weird fan base. This one's really cool. Chambers of Horror. It's like a push pop kind of thing. Great little mascot there. And then the UFO one. Space Face. With slime eyes. That's cool. Alright. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. This was just a binder full of, ice cream theme wrappers. If you have any wrappers, or if you can get some wrappers and you'd like to donate them to the Garbage Archive, I would gladly accept them or pay a small fee. I really want these from New York City, though. They were only released for a 1-week period. I'm looking for Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and Mac Ma would be really nice as well. Honestly, I think I got the worst one out of the pack, but I didn't have a choice. And if you didn't see my last video, I went through all the bookworms, or at least the ones I have, which are most of them. And we went from best to worst pretty slowly. So if you want to talk about art, you can go check out that video. Y'all have a good rest of your day. RusVan out. Yeah, they do not make these like they used to, man. Bill Gates. Why did he get his own ice cream? I should have my own ice cream.